Learn about third Bhavna, Sansaar Bhavna. Now, Sansaar Bhavna, I guess who can tell me about Sansaar Bhavna, or what do we mean by Sansaar? Anyone? Sansaar, I guess.
The real world.
Huh?
The real world.
The real world, yeah. And any other answer? Huh?
Society. Society.
Society. Yeah. I mean, whatever we are doing, morning to night, relations or work, see, that is Sansaar. Sansaar is our life, everything what we do, our relations, acquaintances, friendship, our karma, everything. This is our Sansaar. But why Sansaar Bhavna? Of course, I wasn't here for the last 2-3 weeks, so I'm not sure what do you know by Bhavna. Bhavna means contemplation, subject for meditation, and it's also called anupreksha. There are 12 subjects for contemplation. There is another meaning of bhavna, feelings. So, another meaning is feelings. Our feelings is also bhavna. But here, what we mean by bhavna is contemplations, meditations, thinking on a particular subject is bhavna. And Jainism has given us 12 headings, 12 subjects, or bar bhavna. This particular bhavna, Sansaar Bhavna, is the third one. Now, the question is, are there just 12 bhavnas? Are there more? Less than 12? What's the real answer? I mean, we can have as many as we like. These are the subject for thinking, meditating upon. So, Jainism has suggested 12 subjects. And these subjects, you know what's the result of meditating on these subjects?
You have control over your feelings?
Sorry?
Control your feelings?
Control of our feelings, senses, systematic thinking, positive thinking, and also cultivating detachment from worldly objects and worldly pleasures. That is the main idea behind thinking on these bhavnas. So you have asaran bhavna and anitya bhavna and all these things. And here it is Sansaar Bhavna. So Sansaar, of course the spelling is S-A-M-S-A-R, because of these diacritic marks, rules. But when you speak, it should be Sansaar, not Samsar. Yeah? It's like Ahimsa. There is there is an M, but how we spell it? With M. It's not Ahimsa, it's Ahimsa. So, Sansaar, Ahimsa or Ahimsa. To tell something more about these changes in spellings or total change in the original name. That's what always happens. English people have changed everything. They made Banaras out of Varanasi, Bombay out of Mumbai, Burma out of Myanmar, Rangoon out of Yangon. So they've changed everything. So this is nothing much. I mean, they've made all sorts of rules for spelling, and this is according to the diacritic mark rule. Sometimes the spellings have not been changed, but the pronunciation has been changed. Like Nepal has become Nepal, isn't it? Nowadays we all speak like Nepal. The correct name is Nepal. So why we need Bhavna, I explained that, and why Sansaar Bhavna. Sansaar Bhavna is just thinking about our life, our everyday activities, our friends, our parents, children, everything. What we do, good, bad, everything. And we have to think about all these things and cultivate the idea of detachment from everything. We have to be an observer rather than a doer. So if you become an observer, you will see everything from a different angle. And you will have certain ideas or certain mastery over your thoughts. And as I said, there's no rule, 12 bhavnas. We can have as many as we want. And when we say bhavna means feelings, then there are 4 bhavnas. Maitri, Pramod, Karuna, Madhyastha. We all know this song, Maitri Bhavanu Pavitra Jaran. In these songs, there are 4 bhavnas. And these 4 bhavnas are same in Buddhist religion as well. They also have these 4 bhavnas. Maitri, they call it Metti or Metta. Metta bhavana is most important in the Buddhist religion. It's friendship. Friendship means compassion, love towards each and every living being. So what is Sansaar? And what is the concept of Sansaar in Hinduism, Buddhism and Jainism? That's what we'll see. Yeah? First, Buddhism. What is Sansaar? This is a beautiful picture. I mean, it's very faint. Buddhist, especially Tibetan Buddhist people, they have all sorts of thankas, mandalas, and beautiful diagrams to explain everything. This particular thing explains our life and our sansara. And this is called Bhav Chakra. The same name in Buddhist religion because the original language is Pali and that comes from Sanskrit. So this is called Bhav Chakra. You can see in the middle there are 3 poisons, what they call it, poisons. The first poison, or the first bad thing is ignorance, ajnana. Everything happens because we are ignorant. Ignorant in the sense that we have no idea about karma, what we should do, what we should not do. All these things, it's our ignorance. Ignorance towards everything. And So ignorance, then there are two more things, rag and dvesha, attachment and aversion. These three things are in the middle of the whole Bhav Chakra. Then the black part, the second circle, black and white, you can see. The descending part is black, no, I mean white. Sorry, descending is black and ascending is white. So black is bad karmas or pap, and the white part is punya. That's what we always do. Either we do good things or bad things. So we do because of all these things. Then we go through 6 gatis. In Jainism we have got 4 gatis. Deva, that is Dev, humans, hellish beings and animals kingdom. But in Buddhist religion there are 6 gatis. Deva, that is gods. Then Asura, semi-gods. Then humans. Then animals and all sorts. Yeah. And then Narki, that is hellish being. And then there is another group within hellish being. They are called Preta in Buddhist religion and in Sanskrit language. So there are 6 types of gatis, and there are 12 different things we go through. In Buddhist religion it's called dependent origination. One thing leads to another. That's how our life revolves around. But we do not want to go into the detail of this Bhav Chakra. But that's what Sansaar Bhavna in Buddhism. You have to think about all these aspects, contemplate, and of course learn from these things. Quickly, center is ignorance, raga and dvesha. Second layer is sukha and dukkha, or punya and papa. Third layer is 6 types of living beings. Deva, that is gods, semi-gods, human beings, animals, hellish beings, and another types of hellish beings. And the fourth, the largest circle, is dependent origination. This is very interesting, by the way. Read about this thing, dependent origination. Now, Sansaar in Hinduism. This word comes from Sanskrit. Sansri. Sansri means going round, passing through, or to obtain, move in a circle, move in a circuit. This is all Sansaar. That's what we are doing, isn't it? We are born, birth, rebirth, death, redeath, our life, everything. So going around through a succession of states, birth, rebirth, everything. Without obstruction, the term shortens Sansaar, referring to the same concept as a passage through successive state of our mundane existence. This is Sansaar. Now, Hindu tradition accepted Atma or soul exists and asserted it to be the unchanging essence of each living being, while Buddhist tradition denied such a soul exists and developed the concept of anatta. Anatta means anatma, no soul. In Hinduism, Sansaar is a journey of the soul, journey of our soul. That means birth and rebirth, death and redeath. The whole Sansaar, આપણે જે ગુજરાતીમાં કહે છે ને, ભવ ભવનું ભ્રમણ, સંસાર, that is Sansaar. Now in Hinduism, there is something more interesting here. There are 2 distinct traditions. One is called non-dualistic and another is called dualistic. Non-dualistic in original Sanskrit language is called Advaita, and dualistic is called Dvaita. Advaita means two things are separate. Our own soul and divine soul. These are two separate entities, Atma and Brahma. That is called non-dualistic tradition, Advaita. In a dualistic tradition, our Atma, our soul, and the divine soul are just one and the same thing. We are only separated because of this Sansaar, because of this Maya, because of this illusion, and because we are going through this cycle of birth and death. So there are two traditions. That's how Sansaar has been explained in Hindu tradition. This non-dualistic tradition, Advaita. Have you heard this name before, Advaita? Anyone? No? Anybody? Have you visited Satyavis Patidar Center in Wembley? It's a nice, modern, big building. Yeah, at the end of the avenue, and is it what's the name of the other road? I don't know. 40 Lane or 40. That's right. Yeah, that's big centers. The name of that center is what? Advaita. Yeah, and that comes from the Hindu philosophy of Advaita. And the limited company they have formed to manage this building is also called Advaita company, and that comes from it's coming from. Yeah. Computer.
So Vinodbhai, non-dualism is when there is, it's just all one. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Non-dualism.
Yeah, it's all one. Swaminarayan Sampradaya is more or less based on that philosophy. Adi Shankaracharya believed in that Advaita, non-dualism. And Madhavacharya believed in Dvaita, dual things. They both are separate. But then you have to achieve moksha through either bhakti or karma or yoga, as Bhagavad Gita says.
Sankhya tradition share.
Sankhya.
Yeah, tradition believes that that's another thinking as well.
Yeah, that's a different way of looking all the Hindu philosophy. There are 6 darshan, 6 philosophy that existed before the modern Hinduism started. Sankhya is one of the 6. Sankhya, there are many similarities between Sankhya and Jain philosophy. Because Sankhya also does not believe in creator God. Hinduism is like a vast ocean. It's difficult to comprehend what is what even, Yeah, all these 6 traditions, and then there are contradictory things. Even if you read Upanishads, there are more than 108 Upanishads, and you will find all sorts of things in Upanishads. But overall, by and large, Upanishads, these are great books, great philosophies there, of course. Yeah. Philosophy of Atma, Brahma, Yoga, and everything you will find in different Upanishads. Right, this is Sansaar Hinduism. And I mentioned these 2 traditions. Right, now we come to Jain. There's one beautiful picture. I like this picture, and thinking of having a very big pot picture and to install it in a Derasa, but of course there is no room there.
In fact, the Digambar Mandir had it.
Huh?
Digambar Mandir Matsya.
અહીંયા છે? Oh, that's good. Yeah, સરસ. Right. Madhu Bindu. Madhu is honey and Bindu is drop. So this is a great thing to contemplate upon. This elephant is the death chasing us day and night, you know. That elephant is after us. And this is that man is our soul, or we ourselves. And what is happening? See, he is hanging on those little branches or even those twigs. There is a honey comes there with lots of bees troubling him. There is a well underneath with some snakes. Those snakes are our kasai, anger, ego, greed, jealousy, all these things. These are, see, so what happens? Death is certain. If that elephant does not move the tree or does not, destroy the tree, you might fall into that well. If you do not fall, the bees are going to trouble you day and night. These are our karma, our sin. But what happens? There's a little bit, a drop of honey comes down and it falls in that man's mouth. And he tastes and he says, oh, so nice and sweet. Everything is nice here. Everything is bright and beautiful. And the world I am living in is so great, so good. So that's what our life is. We think everything is bright and beautiful, everything is nice. But what is happening around us? So that's why this is called Madhu Bindu.
And then there's a Dev Viman.
And the Viman comes here. Here you can see to take him.
Everyone asking, the friend, they asking, come, leave it, come to me.
Yeah.
Come to me, but he's just.
No. He is too busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he likes the taste of honey. And he thinks, no, this is okay. Yeah. The man represents a worldly soul. The elephant is death. The well and the 4 snakes, and there is an alligator as well, represent life with 4 passions: anger, pride, greed, and rebirth. Everything. The branch cut by 2 rats. Oh yes, I talked about 2 rats.
And that on the branch there.
Yeah, there are, you can see white rat and black rat. Bright half of the month and dark half of the month. So every month is divided into 2 halves. So that means time passing here. The bees represent daily problems. The honey stands for momentary sensual pleasures. And the couple who offer to rescue the man represents religion. The entry that helps us achieve real happiness and peace. Yeah, that's what Madhu Bindu is. That's one point of contemplation in Jain philosophy. Right. Now we Jains believe in 84 lakh yoni, that means 8.4 million types of living beings. And we go through all these lives, all these things before we attain moksha or nirvana. The Jain theosophy asserts that each soul passes through 8.4 billion birth situations as they circle through Sansaar. As the soul cycles, states Padmanabh Jaini and the quotation Bhavna, Jainism traditions believe that it goes through 5 types of bodies. આપણે જાણીએ છીએ ને 5 earth bodies, water bodies, fire bodies, air bodies and vegetable lives with all human and non-human activities such as rainfall, agriculture, eating and even breathing, all these things. Now, including any human being is considered sin in Jainism with negative karmic effects. So what we have to achieve? What is the purpose? What's the reason of thinking about Sansaar? How we can free ourselves from these cycles? That is the main idea, isn't it? Sansaar mathi kevi rite chutiye. How to attain nirvana? How we can free our souls and achieve moksha? So a liberated soul in Jainism is one who has gone beyond the samsara, is at the apex, is omniscient, remains there eternally, and is known as Siddha. So mukti, freedom, the ultimate freedom is Siddha Gati, and that is what we all should try to achieve. In lots of Jain books, they are asking us to think about our life and our relations in Sansaar Bhavna. Today, in this birth, someone is our friend. Someone is maybe our son, our nephew, our niece. But what might happen in the next birth? Isn't it? The friend may become enemy. The son may become father. All sorts of things might happen because of this samsara, because of this cycle of birth and death, because of our karma. So that is one more point to think about in Sansaar Bhavna. That's what Srimad Rajchandra advocates in his book Mokshmara, when we Bhavna both. Right. We all sing this thing in the Pratikraman Sutra. And how many of you know this here? Anyone? Can you sing that? Yeah.
Sing.
Samohiduli harane samiram maya rasana ranasarasiram namami viram girisaradhinam.
Where there is a long A, I have done A, so it will be easier here to pronounce all together.
Samohiduli harane samiram maya rasana ranasarasiram namami viram girisaradhinam.
This is beautiful, it's worth learning and worth remembering. So what is Sansaar? Sansaar is Davan. Davan is big fire, the fire, ever raging fire. This is what our Sansaar is. So Sansaar is Davan. But Mahavir Swami's name is like a cool water which extinguishes that fire. So Sansaar Davanal Dahaniram, all or Mahavir. તારું નામ એવું છે કે it's like a cool water, it's like a big shower which will destroy this fire. And your name is again what? Like what? Sammoha dhuli harane samiram. Your name is like a gentle breeze blowing, which is capable of removing all the dust and dirt of our bad karma. Sammoha, આપણો મોહ, આપણા બેડ કર્મા છે એને રિમૂવ કરવા માટે the best thing is this cool breeze. Samir means that breeze. Maya rasadharana sarasiram. Again, your name is like a plow which clears, plows, excavates the soil of Maya, deceit or illusion. જે soil છે એને ખેડી નાખવા માટે, પ્લાવ કરવા માટે your name is capable. So namami viram girisaradhiram. So, O Lord, O Veer Bhagwan, I namami, I bow down to you, and you are like Giri Saradhiram. You are as patient, as magnanimous, like a Giri, like a mountain. So, this is what usually people recite in a Pratikrama Sutra. There are lots of songs about the Sansaar, some Gujarati songs, some other songs, and we'll learn about something. Today I haven't done many, I'm coming next week, isn't it? So we'll learn a lot more about Sansaar Bhavna and more points on it. Because I have to finish early today, so I was told. Can we have some questions and answers on Sansaar Bhavna, or can we discuss something more on this one? There is one interesting thing. All these bhavnas, one person once told me, isn't it all negative? Isn't it all depressing to think about all this Sansaar Bhavna, Anitya Bhavna, and Asaran Bhavna, and bad things? Can't we think about good things and we feel good about all these things? What do you have to say? What's the answer?
He just wants more honey.
Sorry.
Your friend just wants more honey.
Yeah.
He wants more honey.
But at that moment we forget that what's around us.
But you see very good things in the world, don't you?
Sorry?
You see good and bad things in the world.
Yeah.
You experience what you perceive as good and bad behavior. So it is really important to understand why.
It is really important to think about.
Just the good things, you need to understand why just good is good.
Yeah, that's right. So that's why we should learn about the Sansara. Not that we have to get depressed on thinking about Sansara, but how we can free ourselves. What are the positive aspects, our karma, that thing, liberation, and all these things. Of course, first,
The fact that we get depressed means that we want to be attached to our worldly.
yeah.
And that's why when somebody asks us to think of other things apart from the worldly life, then that sense of depression comes in. Because we all know we are all going to die. Yet we are only in this desired stage. કે આપણે તો નહીં મરે, આપણે તો અમર જ છે.
Also in your life, you can get bad things happening to you. So how are you going to cope with that if you can't understand?
That's right.
Strengthening is
એનાથી આપણને કરેજ પણ એક કરેજ મળે કે ના this thing is this is reality, but you have to learn something from all these things.
So is Jainism believe in Advaitwad or Dvaitwad?
Jainism, in a way, it's an Advaita.
Is Advaitwad?
Yes.
So
In
the
a
soul
way.
can...
Of course, it's not a 100% pure or good comparison, but our soul and all souls are different, isn't it? Yeah, Mahavir Swami's soul and our soul, that's not the same. So it's an Advaita in that sense.
More towards.
So
Advaita.
that any soul can get the liberation and become siddha. That's what we believe as well.
Ultimately, each and every soul, each and every bhavya soul will become liberated, will get liberation.
એટલે કાલ સવારના તમે જીવ જંતુ તરીકે જન્મ આપો તો તમે કેવી રીતે આગળ વધો?
Yeah.
આપણે જીવ ઇન્સાન
You mentioned the word bhavya
We
soul.
never know.
Bhavya soul. That
That.
the soul which has got that potential. કારણ કે certain grains છે, if you plant them, won't grow. But certain grains will grow, right? એટલે there are bhavya jiv and abhavya jiv. Some has got that potential.
So Dvaitva do not believe in liberation.
Dvaitva doesn't believe in what?
Liberation, the soul cannot.
No, they believe in liberation. Yeah, but it says it's different, you know.
you merge with a bigger
Merge with bigger thing.
It doesn't really matter because the conscious, the soul is the same. Whether it's a Jain soul or a
Liberation
Vedic
માં તો
soul.
હિન્દુમાં મોક્ષ તો છે, believes in moksha, Advaita or Dvaita,
Yes.
everything. And it has been so intermingled in last few hundred years. So people do not know whether they are believing in Advaita or Dvaita. Ask any Hindu person,
yeah
you know.
In reality, see, we are all humans and all lives. Whatever we believe, but what is happening is what? Same for everybody, right?
Of course, yes.
So, there is a matter of debate. Belief is something different, but what is happening is the reality.
What is happening?
You just mentioned Bhavya and Abhavya, so that's news. I mean, I've never heard of that.
No, yeah.
There are some souls.
There are some jivas, some souls are bhavya jivas.
Right.
We all are bhavya jiva.
How do we know that?
Huh? Because we are born as human beings.
So only souls who are born as human beings are Bhavya.
Not like that. But some are abhavya jiva, non-bhavya jiva, right from the nigot. Am I right? Right from the nigot. Some are, they haven't got any potential. So they would never attain liberation.
So they would never be born as humans?
no they will be born as humans but they will still not be able to
But they will go through cycle of birth and death eternally, isn't it?
Hang on. So can they be born as humans or not?
Yes.
Yeah.
Then how do we know our soul is not Bhavya?
That's a difficult question. I bless you.
only a few
You're right to ask yes.
We've always been taught
Yeah.
that every single one of us has the potential to attain moksha.
Every single one of us, but every single bhavya jiva. But there are few abhavya
In
jiva,
this
non-bhavya.
in this class.
In this class, I would say all bhavya jiva. Really?
You have no evidence.
That is
okay Raj, if I just interrupt. so bhavya jiv have an inclination for religiosity.
Right.
They like to listen to religious discourse. They like to be in the presence of religious people. They like to visit the temple. They want to do everything that is possible, and they believe in positivity of life. They believe that, and there's a very strong faith underlying. Even though you might say, I don't have faith or I question my faith, at the end of the day, if push came to shove, some sort of faith will manifest itself.
Right.
But there are certain souls who are so ignorant and they are happy being ignorant and they will continue being ignorant. Okay? Now, the reason why in this class we never talk about our Bhavya Ji is because nobody can prove who is Bhavya and who are Bhavya unless you are a Tirthankar. So if you really want to know, you go to Mari Devshan. and ask
because
Shastra.
we are born and brought up in this
And I'll come after you.
you know, the birth, religious teachings, our inclination, our feelings, all these things, and our good karma that makes us bhavya jiva. Yeah.
Is that Sangam Dev of Bhavya Jiva?
Sorry.
Sangam Dev, the one who did all those atrocities on Bharat, is a Bhavya Jeev?
Well, that we don't know, but I would like to think that they all were Bhavya Jivas because they went through that bad phase, they did the bad karma, everything bad, but then they were
Another thing that
evolved.
affected the attack Mahavishnu, like Chan Kaushik.
Yeah,
Okay, his liberation came
liberation will come.
through Mahavishnu. So if Bhavya Jeev હોય તો જ નહીં તમને નીલકંઠના દર્શન થાય.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, and this is my belief, that person doesn't have to be a Jain, but anyone with moral and ethical values.
Oh yeah, that is true. Yeah. I mean,
So,
that,
you know, when
yeah,
we've been religious, people may think it's about some faith.
yeah.
But if there is a Bhavya Jeeves,
Sorry?
if there is a Bhavya Jeeves on the planet, therefore you're saying that that person has no opportunity to improve their own soul.
Maybe.
Well,
not
because of their ignorance, they will never learn, they will never go through that
They will
thing.
never realize.
They will never attain it. No.
So I can't accept that. I can't accept that there are souls that go through so many birth situations and that they never ever improve. I'm sorry, I cannot accept
But
that.
then,
As a
yeah,
person.
I think that
Rita Ben, yeah.
I would like to say there may be a Bhavya Jeev right now because of a lot of ignorance, but it doesn't mean that in whatever thousands of lives they will not become a Bhavya Jeev.
કારણ કે હિન્દુઇઝમમાં તો અસુરોને પણ મોક્ષ પ્રાપ્ત થાય છે.
કોને?
અસુરને પણ મોક્ષ પ્રાપ્ત થાય છે હિન્દુઇઝમમાં તો.
No, but it doesn't mean Asur is above you.
Ketan
I
Bhai.
think we are missing the point.
Ketan Bhai, Ketan Bhai, yeah.
doesn't mean human is Bhavya.
It cannot be a
There
death.
is infinite,
But they're just not-
Sorry.
there is an infinite amount
Ah.
of souls.
Ah.
According to Jainism, infinite, i.e. endless, everlasting.
Yeah, yeah.
And just because of that word infinite, there will always be souls who never achieve liberation. Because if you think of something that goes on forever and ever, number of souls, it's uncountable, immeasurable. That case, but just mathematically, some souls will never achieve liberation.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Maybe that way.
They may not achieve liberation, but the seeds and the possibility of human goodness lie in all of us,
Yes.
and that's what I believe.
Yeah,
And
but
I
it's not
cannot
about
believe
humans only.
that someone can
No.
just be a bad person through so many birth situations.
What we'll do, I mean,
If you're born a human, that's a very strong chance.
listen, we, now, somehow listen, next week, we'll discuss more on that. Now, because I was told that I have to finish at 9 o'clock. No, that, I am going to bring certificate for each and every one. You have been passed through this examination of progress. No, but I'm sorry I mentioned this. But of course we'll discuss a little bit more.